Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrayManPrepping. It is time for Tactical Tuesday, and as always, tonight's topic is one that should interest you. Don't bug out for these events. And how's everybody doing out there? Alrighty, so let me get over here and got more coming in here. So let me jump over here and pick up all those that are coming in. All right, so first one in was Walt Rogers. Yeah, and Walt said I know that he's already at his bug out location. Gee, when you got a 1,500-acre ranch, you're in a bug out location already. Shady Hill Homestead was next, Troop 1351. Then White Phelan Clan Wolf came in. Then Tammy at Rebel Canners, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Scrolling down here, then CR Creative Redundancy came in. And let's see what we got here. Geeky Gardens came in. Kaylin Strain, Tammy Harder, Tibor. All right, I think I caught everybody about doing anything. Oh, CR got a gold ad. Ooh, they know he's rich. They want his money. Gunslinger Outdoors is here. And Mad Chick Acres came in. All right, so let me change this banner across the bottom to more match what's tonight. Come on. There we go. Oh, dang, I'm freaking messages keep popping up. There we go. All righty. And Steve is here. Corsair Trainers, lurking, doing stuff. All right, he's official. All right, so tonight's topic came out because all the fear porn guys that got their fannies totally embarrassed 5 years ago, when prior to that they were saying, "Oh, you're going to have to bug out for a Red Dragon event," or stuff. And when it happened, they didn't bug out. They just kind of sheltered in place and then stopped posting videos for a while. He's rowing for once. Come on, Steve doesn't row. He has a Zodiac with a little electric motorboat on it. And Diana too came in. All righty, so, and I froze. So tonight's is because these guys are out there again saying, "Oh, you need to be ready to bug out for this and bug out for that and bug out for this stuff." And it's like, no, you don't. Not the stuff they're saying for you to bug out. And Prepper 1 is in here. Hang on. Left rear tire. I can't even find the left rear tire anywhere on that sucker. Anyways, so these guys out there again giving out bad information to preppers to get them screwed up. And CB's here, Hugo Homestead. And Happy Max here, hiding in the bushes. All right, so let me get over here. I'm going to talk about some reasons why you don't want to bug out unless you absolutely have to. And then we're going to move into the ones that some of the events that, why the blankety blank would you bug out for this? Now, some of them I got on my list here have an asterisk or have some, what is the word I'm looking for? Added possibilities, and I'll talk about those as we go along. Probably saying that he's telling people to max out their cards now. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to back up before I go. I'm going to address this here right now. The proper way for your credit cards is, it's what the staff sergeant and I have been doing since actually before we got married, when we started setting everything up in 1987. We pay everything off monthly. We budget what we're going to put on it, and we make sure we have either in the checking or in the savings account enough to cover the next month's bills. So we pay zero interest on our credit cards because we pay them off. All right, let's get on to the fun stuff here. Well, I just love this traffic event here. All right, one of the reasons why you don't just want to bug out with the rest of the sheeple. So yeah, as you can tell here, if what's closest to you is southbound and the top of the screen is northbound, the northbound lanes are closed off and they got people evacuating out the northbound lanes heading south. Okay. And you can see vehicles pulled over, stalled, and are already blocking the meridian there. And yeah, that has a possibility. And over here in one of the northbound lanes that's heading south, you got an ambulance there where someone else had an accident already. Yeah, that's one of the things you want to be You want to be careful about in the and you're going to be bugging out, because if you're bugging out, it means everybody else is most likely going to be bugging out too. There's all these pop-ups coming up here. What did Gunslinger say? Scroll back up to catch what CB says. I second that, Gunslinger. Adulting is overrated. And some of them don't have the brains to adult. Anyway, so, this is one of the problems that's going to happen for people bugging out. And those that don't drive and stuff, and they're going to be trying to bug out of the city on foot, because the traffics are, public transit is either going to be down or it's going to be full, so there's no room for you to get on the bus when it reaches your location. And you're going to have to bug all over the place if you're going on foot, if you don't have a vehicle. And even if you do have a vehicle and you're in one part of an area and it's blocked off, and you're going to have to abandon your vehicle and take off on foot, then all that stuff you're going to be a lot of stuff you're going to have to leave in your vehicle. Sumi is here, lurking for a bit while she gets something ready for dinner. Yeah. Yeah, it's here. Sometimes there's only one way out. And the thing is, if you don't have to leave, why would you want to get into it? And once you get far away from stuff, there may be nobody else on the highway. You may be out there by yourself on the highway. Prepare for a snide remark coming from Steve about being out in the country. All right. Yeah, and once you get out to the country, I'm looking at this group of people trying to hike out here. Even they're probably just on a day hike. But I'm looking at the different sizes of packs they have and the stuff they're doing. And I'm looking at the shoes some of these are wearing. And yeah, if you got a big screen, you need to put it up on a big screen so you can see what the third person from the left here has on her feet. Yeah. They're slip-ons, they're black, and they look like they should be worn with a dress. All right, so let's get to this. I got a couple slides on these, and then you guys can start adding in what else here. And so do not bug out for these events. Any airborne hazards, such as localized radiation leaks, minor, of course, or even if it's major, you're going to be better off waiting for bugging in, and make sure you have plenty of filters around the house, and so you're filtering the air coming in and hoping for a rainstorm to wash all the radiation off your house, off your car, and down the street. Air radiation leaks, airborne radiation leaks, pandemics, because especially if it's an airborne one, and even if it's not an airborne one, you don't know who else that you're out there bugging out there trudging along with already has it, and they're going, and there's a cloud of now stuff floating around there. Hazmat chemical spills. The number one thing that is said to do in hazmat chemical spills is to bug in unless you get notified. It's the air in your area is too bad to breathe even indoors, and if you need help evacuating, we can send a vehicle there with someone wearing the gas mask, so you load you up and get you out of there. All right. The next one here, scheduled riots. We all know what that is. The summer of love and the other stupidity. There's a lot of the stupidity that's going on now over, they're getting my information. They shouldn't have access to the IRS. Hey, Biden gave it out to, how many people was it? Including some, a bunch of university students that were there as part of their, I forget what it's called, where they go out and do on-site stuff for credits and stuff. There's only one person in Doge that has the security clearance, and only that one person has access to anybody's stuff. And he's not interested in the normal American people. Internship. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you. Internship. So scheduled riots and stuff. Yeah. They have no business. A lot of stuff they're writing about is totally stupid, and the fact that they're doing some of the stuff they're doing just shows how stupid they are. It shows that they don't have common sense, and if they don't have common sense or brains, and you try to go out or try to evacuate once it starts happening in your neighborhood or the area you got to travel through is under a riot, big mistake. Because if you're trying to bug out and you got a backpack on with some stuff in it, you go, oh, that's got to be one of them Trumpers. So, hey, Utah Mike. Yeah, so these are things you don't want to bug out for. Now, the scheduled riots, there should be an asterisk on there. I didn't put it on there. If you know it's going to be bad in your area, say you live in a downtown area, pros, you're living in a downtown area or an area where the rioting is going to be going on and it's bad, and they're going to be breaking out windows, and say you live above a small business that they're going to be breaking into and rioting, maybe torching. Yeah, you may want to the day before pack stuff up. Hey, we're going to go stay with your sisters over here and 5-10 miles away. That might be something, but you're doing that. You're not bugging out for the event, you're bugging out before it, and it's just like a strategic evacuation to come right back. Protesting Easter, they probably are. All right, make sure I'm not missing anything on any good comments. Kaylin said, back in, I bugged out the last fall. My sister picked me up an hour after crossing the river, those bridges were submerged. Ouch. If there's riding, you see a lifted van driving through, just look the other way, mind your own business. Especially if you can tell it's got solar panels on the top there. Murder hornet, alien abductions, meteors, space flames, hurricanes, active tornadoes, the plague, zombies. Well, as you can see, the zombies are down here below me in the background. All right, next one here. Power outages, short term. And they are. Short term is, is relative. And especially it depends on the area that the power outage is in. If the power outage is, if there's a storm on and the wind's blowing and the power goes out, yeah, you're not going to bug out because that's 99% possible caused by the storm. Either the wind blowing causing the power outage, rain blowing and wind blowing trees down onto the lines. The roads are all wet and slippery, and somebody plowed into a power pole, and it's going to be short term. Not a storm going on. All of a sudden, the power goes out. Your cell phone is still working, and you get a text from the power company. We're not sure why the power is out in this area here. We are checking, crews out checking to find it. We'll update you as soon as we know. Probably not a reason to bug out. If you see on the news, you still have the news because you got a generator and a power station and stuff. So you still have, power for the essentials there. And they're saying, yes, there's a 2-state area blackout. You probably don't want to bug out because the power's out everywhere. You're not it's going to take you days to bug out to an area where the power's on. So there's, there are things to consider. Power outages, yeah. So power outage most likely is not something you want to bug out for, especially since you have all your supplies in your house, and you should be ready for a power outage. And you should have learned now with all the videos that I've done over the last 6 years about, blackout principles and stuff. All right, and Chef Tech got a Columbia gas ad. Mother Earth Garden Club, hello. All right, water shortage. Say, all right, what's causing the water shortage? All right, I got 60 days worth of water here. Do I need to bug out? No. Unless there's something else comes up that why the water is off or something, or there's just extreme. The other thing with water shortage could be extreme rationing. The water's going to be on for 1 hour a day. Fill up all your jugs. Yeah, no. You need to find out why that is, and not just because, the water is going to be off, we need to get out of here. You need to find out more information. Don't just bug out. Good example, Kaylin. A contractor cut the line. Whether it's a water line, a natural gas line, an underground electrical line. I'm going to make like the helicopter pilot that they had tomorrow up here in Ontario. Oh, you mean the ones that were transporting the ones near the beginning of the movie that were transporting the royal family and froze up and, or the ones at the end came in to rescue them? All right. Food shortages, supply chain is down. No food's going to be coming into the area for a month. People, you should have 90 days worth of food. If you have only 30 days, you could probably, 30 days of what you normally eat, you could probably ration that and stretch that out for an extra 2 weeks. If you have 60 days set up to feed you for what you normally eat, you can ration that and get another month out of it. Turning it into a pilot sickle, yeah. All right. So for food storage, if you have food, you're not going to need to bug out. Glenn's in the house. Hey, how'd a garden? All right, earthquakes. You're not going to get much of a warning for an earthquake to bug out before it. If a big series of earthquakes are going off, how are you going to bug out? Roadways are going to be closed, backed up. If there's buildings falling into the roadways, bridges falling down, and the news isn't working, you ain't going to know where to go to. If your house is still standing, you're better off staying in your house. If you happen to have a camp trailer like Utah Mike, you just camp in the trailer until things are clear enough so you can find out what to do. Tornadoes. Tornadoes, one of those ones is, all right, there's a tornado heading to your city. It is going to be an EF4, possibly an EF5. Judgment call on this one, folks. If you have a tornado shelter, and the thing is, though, tornadoes have this unique habit of making a sudden right turn or a sudden left turn, or playing hopscotch. You don't know if it's going to actually hit your area or not. It can be all sorts of fun stuff. You definitely don't want to evacuate, or you don't want to bug out in the middle of the tornado. There it is, ADM. The tornado's coming right at us. Let's bug out. I'm sorry. I'm being a little sarcastic there, but hey, yeah. And the last one that I put up here is, the day after tomorrow snowstorm, where it is, just coming down. No, you don't want to be out there in severe, severe cold weather trying to get out of the area when you have a home. Yeah, the power may be out at your house. You may not, if you have an electric furnace, you're not going to have electricity. If you have a gas furnace, you don't have electricity power, turn on your furnace to make it blow, to fire and everything else. That's where a power station comes in handy, guys. And setting up a little plug for your furnace. Yeah, not minus 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, Tibor. Exactly. You might run. Yeah, you might be running from that one, and another one pop up right in front of you, or you take off, and all of a sudden that one passes you and cuts across in front of you. Yeah. Yeah, I know. But generally, do you go out in minus 40 degrees Celsius weather or minus 50 degrees Celsius weather? If you do, you're a better man than I am, gunslinger. Now, for heat and stuff, if you've been listening to any of my videos and watching them, you should have backup heat sources. Even if it's just a Mr. Buddy heater, and a couple of propane tanks. Okay, we're all going to get into one room here. We're going to turn off the water so it doesn't freeze, in the bathrooms and stuff. We're going to go, turn off the water coming into the house or down in the basement when it comes in, turn it off down there. And we are just going to hunker down and, many bodies inside of a one room produce, has more heat, sleeping bags and everything else. Yeah, it's one of those things where you just kind of, you don't want to do it. Minus 32 Fahrenheit or Celsius? -27, yeah. Yeah, we had 27. I had a video where I recorded out there. It was minus 27 and 28 degrees. Yeah, I had my wood burning stove going full tilt. Excellent, Kaylin. Excellent. Kelvin. Yeah. So I'm going to drop the link now. So CR, Mark, Gunslinger. You guys want to come up here? Minus 2 degrees Fahrenheit, yeah. Oh, yeah. So those are the ones I have here.
That was loud.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, 0 Kelvin, you're dead. 100 Kelvin, you're dead, or whatever. I forget what the top is of the Kelvin scale. It's at 32. Yeah, negative 32 Kelvin. Oh, you're not even dead. You're just dust.
You're instantly transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, thing is, you Gunslinger, I know, have knowledge and skills. You practice it, you do it all the time, you video it, yeah. But for a lot of people, no. Yeah, there's just so many little stupid things of bugging out for, and it's like, why? Where's all your supplies? In the house, I can't carry it. So why are you friggin' leaving?
Where are you going?
Is there a danger to your house? No. Then get your butt back in your house. But somebody might come to my house. Then you lock the door shut. You lock everything. Put a chair under the door handle. Do whatever you need to do. Make sure you have your freedom sticks and freedom clubs. Anybody doesn't know what a freedom club is? Pirates of the Caribbean. Which one is it? Right after they brought Jack out of the Davy Jones locker and the ship turns upside down, they all pull guns at each other and click, 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 click. Powder's wet. And one guy goes, we can still use them as clubs. Yeah. So yeah, it's there's a lot of things. Okay, power outage. Go back to that power outage one here. Martha at Old School Prepper had the power go out for a month on her property. She didn't bug out. She went out to her well, and since no power for it, she actually had a hand pump put in as well. She had catchment systems on her rain gutters, and she caught water for there as well. And so the water they caught there, they filled up the toilets. And so, they had water. RSHO American. EFT. Whatever. Not interested in that one. How long is that ad? Oh, 39 seconds. I'll let it play.
I'm waiting for an electric company ad now.
Huh?
I'm waiting for an electric company. I had the gas company ad. Where's Edison Electric now to show me an electric ad now?
Oh, now I got an LG zero clearance appliances.
Yeah, you can keep your LG and your Samsungs. Yeah.
LG zero clearance. Yeah. No, you want clearance so the heat coming off from your refrigerator and freezer has somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all going to come off the doors. Okay, talking about ice fishing. Sometimes it's more fish caught in certain circles. So there, unless there is a reason and you're being told by reliable sources and trustworthy government sources, you notice the key words there, the action words, that your area needs to evacuate. Because they're not going to say bug out, they're going to say evacuate. I wouldn't.
Unless there's this black cloud coming over your house from a train that just derailed and they lit on fire, then you might just want to get the hell out and not wait for them to tell you anything.
Depends. You got to listen to what they should have something on the news fairly quickly. And if it's if you're out in there in the cloud now outside trying to bug out and the streets are all jammed and you're stuck out there in your car,
yeah, you're gonna run out of air real quick.
Yeah, that's what I say. Sometimes it's better to use the SIP, shelter in place. And I've done things on the shelter in place kits. What you need to have in it, you need to do it to take care of your house and stuff. And some of it includes an air exchange unit with a nice heavy duty chemical filter on it. So it's you have to use your brain. Don't just listen to somebody saying, if this happens, bug out immediately. I want to do I'm going to do my Harry Cavill imitation. Yeah, I want to go down on those idiots, man. It's like, dude, you're going to get somebody killed. East Palestine, Ohio. That was the toxic train derailment.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about. Yeah. And then they lit it on fire and they're like, oh no, it's safe. It's unless you live in a 2-block radius. Meanwhile, that cloud went all the way up to Canada.
Yeah.
And then rained down hell on everybody. So yeah. Stuff like that. Just know which way the wind's blowing and go the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah. But that's, if you have your prep set up with your proper stuff and everything else, you want to be out driving in it or, and being out there. And that's the thing is, what is your aspect to the event compared to which way the wind's blowing? So basic thing is use your friggin' brains, people. Gather as much intel as you can. Don't rely on just one news source. Check with the alternate news sources. And like one guy, who was it? Was saying check with your Twitter and X and everything else. See if people out are saying what's going on. Because everybody says, oh, there's nothing here. Someone else, I can see the numbers on these things. These are all hazardous train cars. These are all. Then you know, wait a minute. He just keeled over.
This was a live feed.
Now it's a funeral feed.
Western North Carolina, McDonald County wildfire.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I know Steve thinking hurts.
Yeah.
Now Steve's a prime example of someone thinking and using his brains during the fires down there in Southern California. So no, don't need to. He had a plan in place. Okay, we're gonna leave now and go up to relative's place. When the birds fall from the sky, you might want to leave.
Yeah.
Or you might want to go climb into the shelter that has the NBC filters on it. The thing about you got to for evacuating from hazmat stuff, you got to know which way the wind's blowing. You got to know the prevailing wind percentages for your area. For me, it's 80-90%. It's blowing to the northeast. It's coming out of the south, blowing up the Yellowstone. And so, all right, the wind's blowing this direction here, and that there, and it's the event is downwind from me. I probably really don't need to bug out. Oh, it's getting worse. Wind's starting to change. You may want to bug out, but then how far do you got to go, in what amount of time, and what is the wind speed? Because I know in California, we have a refinery 5 miles from the house, Shell oil refinery there in Martinez. Actually, another company bought it out. It's sort of like the game that Elon's playing with X. He bought it, sold it to one of his subsidiaries. Sold it to another one of the subsidiaries. Well, same thing is going on with the Shell oil refinery there in Martinez. It's no longer owned by Shell, but it's producing the fuel and stuff for Shell. So, the parent company has set up an intermediate buffer company to own it. Getting caught in the open wouldn't be great either. Colorado took the pollution. Oh, sucks. Yeah, but yeah. So that's one of the things you got to think about is is the event an immediate danger to you inside your house? Are you going to be at more danger once you step out the door of your house? Are the roads clear enough for you to get away from your house? Or the road's looking like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both lanes. Everybody's going the same direction.
Both directions, yeah. Let's count the lanes. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the far left. Got cars on driving on the shoulder here. So you got the shoulder that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And you got the side road, 2 more lanes.
You got the exit only lanes, which are now on ramps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that must have been for one of the hurricanes down in Florida, because I remember seeing that.
I'm not sure. I can't quite make out that sign here. Yeah. Can't quite make it out. It's not a sharp enough photo. Bushcraft family, welcome.
Yeah, unless you got a motorcycle, a dirt bike, not a street bike, a dirt bike that you can get around everybody and don't ride between the cars because somebody inevitably going to open a door on you and you're done.
Yeah. So, and someone's going to be a jerk and open the door on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things to consider ahead of time, and that's why I said you need to have your plan and response book. You have your base plan in there, which is all talks about all your supplies, communications plan, stuff like that. Then the rest of it is all response plans to different events: wildfires, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, all the different things you are worried about in your area.
Later, Steve.
All right, Steve, take care. And so, so you gotta have, and each response plan isn't just one single response. So for wildfires, you should have several response plans. Okay, if the wildfires to the north of us, we're going this way, and we're going to this person here. If it's to the east of us, this is what we're doing. If it's to the south of us, this is what we're doing. To the west of us, this is what we're doing. If it's a hurricane, same thing. You have different response plans in that hurricane chapter. So you got to make sure. Yeah, and basically, like Saturday, the live I had with Shadow Scout Swede, path. Yeah, but mine doesn't say path on it at all. On my channel, it said the GrayMan principles of travel. So yeah, when you are going out, you want to make sure you're not drawing attention to yourself. So yeah, that the fluorescent green T-shirt, no, don't wear it.
Neighbor says, "Why are you loading your car up with so much stuff from your house?" Oh, I'm just going to the store. I have a lot of returns to make. Yeah.
Didn't I tell you I got someone coming over to house sit? We're going to on vacation. We're going to they list several places you'd be going camping and visiting. We're going to go to Las Vegas and down on to see the Disneyland and Magic Mountain and Olivera Street and the La Brea Tar Pits. Yep, CR, you're definitely right there. CR, you could have had fun with that one. You could then the R and the C backwards in pyroclastic, so it's a backwards CR. So make your plans out ahead of time. Have alternate plans, alternate routes for each plan. Map books or maps. Thomas Brother map books are absolutely fabulous. Of course, and the AAA maps you get, as well. We always overpack. Yeah. So you figure out what you need to do. Excuse me, for the event you're responding to, and whether or not, and your book may say, do not bug out for this, no matter what. Make sure the Freedom Stick is cleaned and ready. Same thing for Freedom Clubs. Also the English bow. You notice I danced around that one?
Yes.
Yeah. See who all of here can pick out what the English bow is. But yeah, there are there are some that it's like no, not bugging out. And then of course the one that as soon as you get the warning and you're beachside, yeah, you better get your butt in gear one way or another. As soon as as soon as you hear about the earthquake, the 12.2 earthquake, 30 miles offshore, yeah, you better get your butt in gear.
Look, honey, the tide's going out really fast.
Yeah, watch me do Mach 1 the other direction.
Yeah.
All right, Tammy Harder, take care. Yeah. How about yeah? It's time to it's time to practice baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, have that little league tee post set up about 15 feet in front of the door. With either a baseball or a softball on it, or one of the training softballs that are lead weighted.
You better have a hell of a swing.
Or better yet, you have your little putting thing set up there so you can practice your putts. Why were you using the driver? I was seeing how good I could tap it in with the driver.
Yeah. I like the potato launcher. Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, there was a reel. The guy is making it. He's got the prototype. The reel is showing the prototype. It's not available yet, but there are some other ones that have set stuff up similar to it for paintball wars, where they loaded it with basically it was like a claymore for paintballs. Yeah. But the other thing was too is the side note was that everyone was talking about, what can you put away? Well, I put it, all right, besides paintballs, which are the 68 caliber, you can also put in the practice solid rubber balls when you're target practicing with it. There's also the CN or the CS or the combination of CN and CS. Then there's also the ones that are the Capsium. And yeah.
What is it charged with? CO2?
No, it was charged. It had a little tank on it that went with it, a small tank.
Pressure. Yeah.
And it was cranked up with like compressed air at 4,500 pounds per square inch.
I was just say a couple hundred psi. Oh, so when the trigger string is pulled, it just releases all the air at once and
just goes. Well, I don't know if it releases all of it. It does a cycle on it, but maybe like so you get like 5 or 6 shots out of it if you have to go out and reload it. Ad for Medicare Advantage. I don't need no Medicare Advantage.
I don't need that. I'm bugging out.
Yeah. Yeah, Kaylin, that's right. They have them, but yeah, both solid and the different chemical balls. Yeah. So we've talked about a lot of the other ways of home protection as well, and so get the new
torpedo bat.
Yeah, I actually like the potato gun. You have your baseball thing set up there, but you have the potato gun loaded. I don't know why. I didn't know I could hit that hard. Has the potato gun stuck between the mattresses and the box springs.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. There's back to the serious stuff on it. Yeah, but yeah, seriously, plan it out. Have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Routes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for plan A. Different set of routes for plan B. Different set of routes for plan C. Make it a family adventure in planning this stuff out. And review it at least. I know it's tough for a lot of people, depending on how many plans you're doing on it. But at least twice a year. I used to have to do all 47 plans for DHS quarterly. And had to do 10 drills quarterly on the different ones. So out of the whole year, I got just about all those plans drilled. How about flooding? Well, Steve has that Kodiak boat with the electric motor with the power station in there, so he can go for hours on end.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the spud gun I made. It didn't use hairspray. It used some other propellant, and it didn't shoot spuds. Yeah. It shot those little white things you find near driving ranges.
Yeah. Well, I'm not advocating this at all. This is a anecdotal statement. Back. Okay, it's about 72.
Huh.
72, yeah. So statute of limitations is long gone. We found some 1/2 inch high pressure hydraulic pipe, not tubing, pipe, like schedule 120.
Yeah.
The inside diameter on it was
golf ball.
0.45.
Oh.
0.45 tight fit.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin took a round file that barely fit in there, and I went in and got it all nice and smooth again. All the little rust that built up on it. We found it in the trash. We welded up the inside on the one end, put it in the pipe die, screwed on a Schedule 80 elbow on it, and a Schedule 80 4-inch nipple on it. Took a 2x12, about 6 foot long. Took a aerial antenna mount for a TV, put it on it, clamped on that around that 1/2 inch thing. Drilled a 1/16 hole at the back in front of where the weld was. Went down to the grocery store, got a box of Blue Diamond paper books. I'm not saying what they were. Got out the scissors and snip.
Filled it up.
Oh, we started with 4 packs at first. We got up to 15 packs in there.
Yeah. I hope you bugged out before it went off, because
we had sandbags and stuff set up where we were testing it. We found out that 15 bags will go through 18 inches of sheetrock. Solid sheetrock.
What went through the sheetrock? A ball?
The ball bearing.
Ah, gotcha.
The 4-5 ball bearing.
Yeah.
Hardened steel. Yeah.
There's a mix of 2 gases that you use for welding and stuff. And if you fill them up, a perfect mix in a balloon. Oh,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we blew a whole bunch of railroad ties, pinned it to it, string, pulled it up, and shredded the top of those.
You got to get creative. You need the model rocket igniters, and you tape it to the side of the balloon, and then you can stamp it. No, they're cheap. The little tiny, not the engines, the little igniters. You hook it up to a battery, and it just gets hot like a match.
Yeah.
And you line them up on a fence, and then you just sit there with a battery, 9-volt battery, going boom, 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 and then half the neighborhood is shaking, so many departments show up looking what the hell happened.
So a teenage mind, a bored teenage mind in the summer has many sparks of ingenuity and genius on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so does necessity. Comes up with some really great ideas. All right. Now, a friend of mine in high school.
Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
A friend of mine in high school, bored during the summer, got some racking it in there, approximately 72 caliber diameter. Got the ones loaded with the triple aught, wrapped it with 12 gauge wire up and back down. Got some bristles off of bristle broom, the long straw brooms. Taped it to the side. Taped the ball bearing over the end of it, like a BB rather. Yeah, it rained triple aught in the neighborhood. All right, so coming up here, folks. Thursday night is the Midnight Ride. Starts at 10 o'clock Eastern. The rest of it's 8 o'clock Eastern time start. Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound is Protect Your Homestead Assets. Saturday for Survival Saturday. After the fuel runs out, what are your plans? Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, tinctures and other infusions. Next Tuesday here is why you need a computer in SHTF. Also, although it's not part of it, it's just going to be also why you need to have one in Milwaukee. One's a lot worse than the other one. All right, so that's what's coming up in the next week. Oh, tamping those things down. Yeah. Yeah, my cousin got a little stupid and he just dumped it all in there at once and tapped down. We were putting in there and we were just with a wood thing, just lightly tapping on it. Put another backpack in, lightly tap on it. He would poured everything in there and wouldn't do it, turned it upside down.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully you will think about what I said about, working on your plans, having alternate routes, go through different scenarios for what could happen on these things, why you would and why you would not bug out. All right. So stay happy, stay safe, add to your preps, learn a new skill, and plant a garden. Make it a big one if you can. All right, people. Take it later.
Have a good night.